Hi there. Glad you could join us for this episode of the Weekly Send. The Weekly Send is powered by Foundant Technologies, a technology partner in your nonprofit's mission. Achieve your goals through solutions built for nonprofits and dedicated to your success. And by 1832 Communications, helping your nonprofit build more relationships and raise more money. Today, we're going to be looking at an email from No Panic in the UK. We'll start with the subject line, November support email. It's very generic. However, many of their subscribers may be used to the fact already that they get a monthly email from No Panic. So this may be the trigger for them to open it. But I would like something a little bit pizzazier than just November support email. In terms of the email address itself, it's Charity No Panic, but it comes from Sarah at No Panic. So we have a name, which is good for building that one-to-one communication with the individual subscriber. So let's take a look at the email. First of all, I love this at the top. Okay, they are a national organization for phobias, anxiety, neurosis, information, and care, meaning they're helping people. And so right at the top of their email, they're giving you their helpline, their youth helpline, and their crisis line. That's great. In terms of the content of the email, I want to share with you a new term called design golf. The game of golf, the goal is to have the lowest score possible. Well, design golf is a term that was coined by the team at reallygoodemails.com. And the goal there is to have as few design elements as possible in your emails. Because when you have too many, it gets overwhelming for the subscriber, for the reader, and they're going to get out of the email. They're not going to click on your call to action. They're not going to convert. And I want to show you this email has too many design elements in it. It opens up with an entire section that's italicized. And then it moves to two different font sizes in one section. We have another section here that looks completely different from the rest. Additionally, their calls to action all look a little bit different. Here you can see find out more. It has this orangey background on it. If I continue down here, you'll notice they have a call to action button, which is good. It stands out. If I continue, though, the call to action here is just continue reading. There's no button. It's just two words and it's a link. I continue down here, and now I've got get in touch, which also is a button, but in a different color. So there's a lot of design elements going on in this email, and it could be too much for readers. Number two, I want to point out some specific content. They have two important announcements in this email. One, that they are looking for youth ambassadors. If you're between the age of 14 and 20 and want to join us in raising awareness for young people's mental health from the comfort of your own home, get in touch. This is an important announcement. The second one is a little bit farther down. Looking after yourself mentally and physically are priorities for a healthy and happy life. And they have this great graphic here and almost an infographic. And then they tell you self-care tips. And they have all the tips laid out. But really, they have this graphic and they have these tips. I think if you're going to have great content like that or an important announcement, I would put it in a separate email. Again, there's a lot of content. If I scroll up and down in this email, there's a lot of content here to get through. And it might be too much for the subscriber. So if you have an important announcement like this youth ambassador, or you want to share this looking after your mental health graphic, put it in a separate email to your subscribers so it stands out and doesn't get lost in this long email. Just scrolling down all the way to the bottom to the footer, they have their social media icons here in color. It stands out, another way for subscribers to connect with them. Let's look quickly at the mobile version. One major problem here. You can see that there's little white space here at the edges. The writing here, the words go almost up to the edge of the screen. Same here. That's a bit of a problem for readability for some subscribers who are going to need that white space to be able to get through the entire email. You'll notice how long I had to scroll to get all the way to the bottom. In a previous episode of the Weekly Send, we discussed having too much content. There's a lot of useful content in this email, but it might be a little bit too much. Now, in the top of right at the start of the email, they discuss becoming a member and what that entails. And they ask you to click on find out more, which I did. And we'll get to the membership page. And here's something they do really well. They tell you what you get for becoming a member. And there's a lot of bullet points here, and it tells you everything you need to know. That's value for the subscriber. If you're asking somebody to donate or become a member, tell them what they're getting. If it's a donation, tell them how many meals their donation supplies or how many backpacks full backpacks with school supplies that'll provide children. Let them know what's the value of their donation or what's the value of their membership, as No Panic has done here. This list is excellent and gives you the full spectrum of all the things I'm going to get by becoming a 25-pound yearly member to No Panic. So today's takeaways: 1, design golf. Fewer design elements equals it's more readable. The more readable it is, more people clicking on your calls to action, more chances to get them, drive traffic to your website and get them to convert. Number 2, if you have an important announcement, consider emailing it separately and not burying it inside a very long email to your subscribers. And number 3, tell people what value they receive for payment, whether that's a donation or membership. Let them know what they're receiving. Thank you for joining this week's episode of The Weekly Send. We'll see you again next week.